dinner tonight and golf tournament designed to raise funds, scholarship funds for outstanding students here at Dunkirk High School, Van's alma mater. Then to connect again with some of my wonderful former Buffalo Bills fans, Buffalo Bills alumni. I can go on and naming them: Ed Rutkowski, Booker Ederson, Paul Maguire, and on and on. And for worthy causes, it's worth coming. It's always a pleasure to come back. I remember fondly our days at Fredonia when we held our training camps there, of the wonderful support we've always gotten from what I feel are the best fans in professional football.
We have Coach Marv Levy. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Come up and introduce the Bills alumni.
Thank you very much. To Marv, where would you rather be than right here, right now? Marv said in the men's room. So. I just wanted to introduce Al B. Miller, who's our center and is going to be inducted into the Greater Buffalo Sports Hall of Fame this year. Al B. Miller. Booker Ederson, all-pro defensive cornerback, and on our wall of fame, Will Power, and an original Buffalo Bill, 1960, the running back from Purdue. Northwestern. Paul Maguire, who holds all the punting records for the Buffalo Bills. Really appreciate your being here. I don't know, but last night Paul had a fire in his house. It took place in his library. Both books were destroyed. And he was really upset because they only finished coloring one of them.
Paul was one of 20 players that made it all the way through the AFL, right?
Yes.
From beginning to end?
Yes.
You did well by the yes.
Yes.
Thank you. And you started with your career in high school.
Yes.
And you had some interesting facts about that career in high school.
Yes.
And can you share one of those facts with us?
No.
Very good. He said keep it brief, so he's doing a good job at that. We have some other interesting facts about him. He did have a promising high school football career.
Yes.
Played tight end at the Citadel, where he led the nation in touchdown receptions in 1959.
Yes.
So that's a fact. Then he was selected to start his NFL career with the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yep.
And the American Football League.
You got it.
Where he served as a punter and a linebacker. He moved with the team to San Diego in 1961 and stayed there until 1964, when he joined the Buffalo Bills. Then as a Buffalo Bill, Maguire was an ace at the coffin corner punt. Who knows what the coffin corner punt was?
I was dying then.
Did you hear that? I think I'm going to die soon. And just a wonderful opportunity. He contributed to 3 Bills Eastern Division titles and also to 2 AFL championships. And I learned earlier, 1964 and 1965 were the AFL championships for the Buffalo Bills, but 1963 is actually with San Diego, and he's going to correct some of the facts here. Now he wants to have more if we need. So he actually is the only player that was ever in 3 successful championship games, back to back. Is that right?
To back.
Yeah, back to back. Back to back.
That's right. Go ahead. Keep going.
All right, he loves it. He's loving this, right? So anyhow, he had a great career with the Buffalo Bills, and he's known for a game clinching block for a run back for 74 yards that scored a touchdown. The last 2 blocks were delivered by this man that brought them to a successful championship game.
Yes.
Okay, you're really good at this yes thing. I'm impressed. So, as I said, he's had a great career. He has had, as an NFL, as a broadcaster and commentator. He's worked on NFL telecasts with NBC, ESPN, USFL games. Yes, sir?
Can I have the damn microphone?
Yes, you can. So I said, he's a world-renowned broadcaster with a unique sense of humor and a humble roughness. And I made up the word roughness. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Maguire.
Can you give me that damn thing? Yeah, get your crap out of here. All right, if anybody has to go to the bathroom, please go now. Because I played 11 years in the NFL, the AFL, the NFL, and we're going to show you all 11 years. So if you'd like to go to the bathroom, did anybody ever see that damn game before? I know we won it. You know who was going to leave? Marv Levy was going to get up and leave. He got tired of watching that damn thing. It was a wonderful game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I'm very happy to be here. Known Van a long time. Just a good friend. And the guy I'm going to introduce to you, well, I have to say this in all honesty. My mother taught me, if you can't say anything nice about anyone, please don't say anything at all. Ladies and gentlemen, Marv Levy.
I always love to hear Paul talk. In fact, I asked him today, how you doing? He said, I can't kick. I believe it. Now, you know, the great statesman and orator, Winston Churchill, once said you should never begin a speech with the words, "It gives me great pleasure." It's hackneyed, it's overdone, by all means. Well, besides that, Winston Churchill belonged to an oratorical society in Great Britain, was a member of it, and they used to have an event once a month or so where at random out of a box they draw the name of one of the members, and then out of another box at random a topic. One day they drew the name Winston Churchill, and they went, and the topic came sex. So Winston went to the podium, grabbed his lapels, and said, "It gives me great pleasure," and sat down. Well, if he's allowed one exception, so am I. It gives me great pleasure to be here with all of you for the tremendously worthy cause, to honor Megan and Richard and to congratulate them, to remember all the wonderful times I spent with the Buffalo Bills and with Van Miller. What a great guy, what a talented individual, what a delight to have been able to spend time with him. To be here with all the Bills fans, to hear again about the great comeback game. Yes, there were 75,000 fans at that game, and I've already met 400,000 of them. I remember time after time walking back up that tunnel after the game, after those games that we won, and those fans leaning over with smiles on their faces, giving me that famed Winston Churchill V for victory sign. And even when we lost, with a slight roll of the wrist, they'd still give me half of a Yeah, there's a lot of memories. Seeing that comeback game film, 47 years in coaching, and I'd have to say it probably is the one that remains most prominent in my mind.
Bills can win it here. Wright puts it down. The kick is on the way, and it is good. And the Bills have won it. The Bills have won it. The Bills have won it. They win it.
Yeah, the great comeback game. You know, I've often been asked, by the way, about that comeback game. What did you say to those guys at halftime? You know, come on. You got 12 minutes at halftime. You got about 3 minutes to get into the locker room, and you have to have about 3 more to get back out. You got about 3 minutes to go to the washroom and get the tape on your ankles adjusted if need be. That leaves you 3 minutes. And, you know, guys are playing hard, they're tired, they don't want to hear a pep talk. If there's something, in terms of an adjustment you want to put on the blackboard, okay. But the only thing I recall saying was, fellas, you are two-time defending AFC champions. 30 minutes from now, when you walk off the field, don't let anybody ever say that you quit, that you gave up. That's all, it wasn't much. Then I walked over to Frank Reich, who was sitting there. And here was a team now without Jim Kelly injured, without Thurman Thomas, he's out injured, without Cornelius Bennett, he's out injured. Sitting there, and I walked up to Frank, and so I said to him, Frank, I understand you led the greatest comeback in college football history. Today you're going to lead the greatest comeback in pro football history. Frank tight-lipped and nodded his head like that, sure. Now we're walking up the tunnel to go back out for the second half, and our offensive coordinator, Jim Schaffner, says, hey, Marv, we're down 28-3, that's 25 points. The greatest comeback in the history of the NFL is 28 points. Detroit Lions, San Francisco 40. I played in that game, Jim Schaffner said. And I said, Frank doesn't know that, don't worry about Jim. We get that ball first series. Frank throws a pass, touchdown. Unfortunately, it's to their defensive back who intercepts and takes it back the other way. Now we're down by 32 points. Well, we did get the ball, and in the next 6 minutes and 58 seconds, we scored 4 touchdowns with a variety of things. Our defense, our kicking teams, many things. In fact, in the book I wrote, that chapter, we had those 4 touchdowns in just about 7 minutes. The title of that chapter is 4 Scores in 7 Minutes Ago. But we still weren't on top, and we kept fighting and had some huge plays that took place during the course of the game. Some of them, almost all of them on there. We had one situation I remember before a go-ahead touchdown. We had a 3rd and 18 to go out around our own 40-yard line, and knowing what the score was and the time was running down, I said to Jim Schaffner, our offensive coordinator, Jim, we're going to use all 4 downs. We're not going to punt. So that changed what Jim was going to do. Instead of throwing a pass, he ran a draw play. And Kenny Davis, in for Thurman, raced whatever it was, 30 yards for a first down, and we went on to score. Another very forgotten play in that game. Maybe I can't believe that it hasn't gotten more noteworthy than this. After we went ahead 38-35, they drove down the field in the final seconds with 20 seconds to play. They had the ball in about our 20-yard line, and Warren Moon threw a screen pass to their running back, Lorenzo White. But before it was thrown, rushing off of our defensive left side, Phil Hansen came burning in. He got cut blocked by a back, did a flip, landed on his back. Lorenzo White caught the screen out on the side and unimpeded the end zone ahead of him. Phil had bounced right back up to his feet, streaked down the field, dived, tripped him up at the 3 or 4 yard line. They kicked a field goal and tied it. And then we won it in overtime.
38 all. Bills can win it here. Reich puts it down. The kick is on the way, and it is good. And the Bills have won it. The Bills have won it. The Bills have won it.
Can you imagine what it was like in our locker room after that game? How thrilled we all were, and how excited the tournament. Finally, things calmed down a little bit. Frank Reich walks up to me. He said, "Coach," he said, "you told me I was going to lead the greatest comeback." He said, "I knew we were only down by 25 points." He said, "That's why I threw that interception." I said, "Frank, I'm going to tell you a bigger lie." I believe you. Anyway, what was I going to say to the team after the game? I thought about it and thought about it. Finally, I said, "Fellas, I want you to know I just coached the greatest comeback in the history of the National Football League, and I want you guys to know I couldn't have done it without you." So, called Honor the Game. The As we walk up the tunnel, we hear all the noise. Our hearts beat faster, and we feel all the joys in knowing that the game is about to begin. We're prepared, we're ready, we want to win. So do those fellows on that bench over there, against whom we'll compete, but let it be fair. Let's hope both teams give an effort to admire and play by the rules as we grunt and perspire. Let us all be aware that it is truly a game. May both winner and loser know no shame. May we play every moment with honest zeal, and for our opponent, a respect that's real. When it's all over and the score is posted, let no one ever say that the winner is boasted. Celebrate or mourn for just a short while, then go back to work. Make that your style. Play hard, play clean, and play to win. But win or lose, dig right back in. Honor the game, and if that's what you'll choose, no matter the score, you'll never lose. And my final words for them was I left them with a wish list. And I will conclude my remarks here with this wish list for all of you as well. I wish for you all an idealism that lasts a lifetime. For the day you become a cynic is the day you're going to lose your youth. I wish for you difficulties, but not an inordinate number. I wish for you the capacity to laugh often, frequently at yourself. I wish for you friends who have earned your trust, and a trustworthiness that earns you friends. I wish for you just the right amount of impatience. I wish for you the opportunity upon occasion to be a 7-point underdog. I wish for you tolerance, given and received. I wish for you being able to say, often with a touch of wonderment in your voice, where else would I rather be than right here, right now? And I wish for you, finally, certain mechanical skills, the kind that would allow you to rebuild broken dreams that allow you to say, the best is yet to come. Thank you all for including me in this wonderful